Now, it's the start of deer hunting season, and the DNR has one reminder you might not be thinking about. And the Gophers and Badgers are set for a collision course next week, the latest on the Big Ten West race. Plus, as Black Friday and the holiday season comes near, a creative way a local group is trying to be environmentally friendly.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 10.
Thanks for joining News 3 Now at 10. I'm Amanda Quintana. Today marks the start of Wisconsin's 9-day gun deer hunting season. And while hunters across the state prepare, others are asking them to take something extra into account. Adam Duxter explains.
Opening day is one of those days that some start planning for weeks, even months in advance. Michael Jelenik is no different.
We go out and check our tree stand and check the area, make sure everything's ready, get our gear ready, and make sure our rifle's sighted in.
For Michael and his son Theodore, it's not necessarily about the hunt itself, but what it represents.
It's tradition. I mean, that's the biggest thing. It's just a family activity, fathers and sons.
But today,
some people look to see if it has antlers, which will be about here.
Their preparation paid off, as 13-year-old Theodore got his second ever deer.
I hit it right through the lungs.
But if you're headed out in the next 8 days, the DNR says it's not just the deer that you should be watching for.
The farmers are out there trying to harvest their crops, and usually there's, the farmers and the hunters are out there at the same time, where that's not always quite the case.
They say in addition to wearing the standard blaze orange, that hunters be extra cautious this year when it comes to hunting safety. And this father-son duo will tell you that safety pays off in a very tasty way.
Probably venison sticks, we'll get the back strap, and we'll ground up the rest of it.
In Black Earth, Adam Duxter, News 3 Now.
The DNR says if you do run into an accident when you're hunting, to call their 24-hour helpline. That's 1-800-TIP-WDNR. The Dane County Sheriff's Office is looking for an inmate who walked away from a work release facility today. Rondino Fleming walked out of the Ferris Center, a minimum security facility on Rimrock Road. He was serving a 25-week sentence for battery, but is now considered AWOL, so will also face a felony escape charge. He was last seen wearing a black hooded sweatshirt and gray sweatpants. Let's turn it over to Dave Caulfield now with your first alert forecast. Dave, today was beautiful, but things are going to change.
Yeah, as we get into next week, closer to the Thanksgiving holiday, weather turning a lot more active, Amanda. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. But for now, let's focus on the nice weather that's still in town. A little bit on the chilly side right now in Madison on the Edgewater Skycam, currently at 34 degrees with partly cloudy skies. Not too bad. That wind chill not a factor tonight. 30 degrees in Janesville and in Watertown, 32 in Mineral Point, and 33 in Lone Rock. Day planner for tomorrow, we should start off briefly in the upper 20s tomorrow morning, and then we'll see increasing clouds throughout the day. There's an outside chance maybe north of Madison picks up a few sprinkles or light showers. Really shouldn't impact our day. I think most of us stay dry, though, with highs once again in the mid-40s. We'll talk about rain and snow showers and potential travel impacts on the way for Tuesday in your first alert forecast in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Dave. The Badgers took care of business against Purdue this afternoon, setting up a winner-take-all showdown for the Big Ten West title next Saturday at Minnesota. Kevin Lewis recaps the action from Senior Day at Camp Randall.
In almost 20 years of covering college football, I have never started coverage with a kicker going 60-plus in the freezing cold. Zach Hintz, you did it. The senior came in with 2 seconds to go in the first half and drills it, a school record bomb to give the Badgers a 24-17 halftime lead. Wisconsin held off the Boilermakers in the second half to lock down a 7-0 home slate and put themselves in position to win the Big Ten West. Wisconsin rushed for 403. Jack Cohn threw for 203 yards and 2 scores. And coming up in sports, we'll have full highlights and post-game reaction from the Badgers' win over Purdue on Senior Day. At Camp Randall, I'm Kevin Lewis. News 3 Now Sports.
More local news now. A 62-year-old man is dead in Rock County after he was pinned inside his Toyota during a head-on crash. Authorities have now identified him as Fred Nafskar. It happened last night in the town of Avon. Authorities say he was trying to pass another car when he hit a SUV head-on. The driver of that second car also suffered serious injuries. A Milwaukee man who was living in an underground bunker that contained a stash of weapons is facing 2 felony counts. 41-year-old Jeffrey Graff appeared in court today on charges of recklessly endangering safety. His cash bail is set at $20,000. Authorities say a search of his 8-foot deep bunker had shotguns, a pistol, a rifle, and a bow and arrow. Graff told authorities he had been using the bunker for at least 7 years. He's due back in court December 3rd. A federal report shows that Wisconsin's job growth dropped dramatically in the first half of this year. But economists say it's due to low unemployment, currently 3.3% in Wisconsin. The U.S. Department of Labor says the state had nearly 3 million non-farm jobs through June, up almost 10,000 from the same period last year. That lagged behind the year-over-year increases for every June since the recession ended a decade ago. Curbside leaf and yard waste pickup in Madison is done for 2019. City officials say residents should not put yard waste on their curbs for the pickup for the rest of the season. Instead, people are instructed to drop yard waste off at Streets Division drop-off sites. Officials can't guarantee another round of collection this year because of the likelihood of another winter weather event, but if weather allows, crews will do another leaf and yard waste collection. A major step toward recovery in El Paso, Texas, nearly 3 months after August's deadly Walmart shooting. The gunman told police he drove to El Paso to harm Latinos. Today, a monument was unveiled to honor the 22 people killed. That comes as the Mexican government is taking action to help some victims sue Walmart while seeking to extradite the alleged gunman. Meredith Wood has the latest.
A lighted memorial at a Walmart in El Paso, Texas, paying tribute to 22 people gunned down there in August.
We hope it serves as a reminder of the extraordinary way in which El Paso community responded in the face of unprecedented tragedy.
On Saturday, the Grand Cadilla honoring them was publicly dedicated during a ceremony at the Walmart.
Our community, our region, has experienced much pain this year. But in this, we've also seen how remarkably resilient we are.
The unveiling comes just days after the store reopened for the first time since it was shut down after the attack. The monument is made up of 22 individual arcs grouped together in a single massive 30-foot tall candle.
Those who perished and their families will not be forgotten. With this Candela Memorial, we will always honor your memory.
Meanwhile, the Mexican government is helping some of the victims' families sue Walmart. According to Mexico's Foreign Relations Ministry, the plaintiffs want the retail giant to provide better security for its customers. Walmart declined to comment as it has not seen the lawsuit. I'm Meredith Wood reporting.
The accused gunman, who has been charged with capital murder, pleaded not guilty in a Texas courtroom last month. Mexican officials are also seeking extradition of the 22-year-old so he can stand trial in Mexico and face terrorism charges. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg was admitted to Johns Hopkins Hospital in Baltimore last night. Ginsburg had chills and a fever earlier yesterday. The 86-year-old was initially evaluated at a Washington, D.C. hospital. She was then transferred for further evaluation and treatment. She expects to be released from the hospital as early as tomorrow morning. Vice President Mike Pence and Second Lady Karen Pence made an unannounced visit to troops in Iraq today. The Pences visited 2 bases in the country. Pence thanked troops for their service and helped serve an early Thanksgiving lunch. Iraq's government is currently dealing with violent protests that have seen 300 people killed and 1,500 injured. President Trump made a similar visit to Iraq around this time last year. Potential 2020 rival Michael Bloomberg is spending a ton of money gearing up for the primary season. The former New York mayor has reportedly spent $30 million on TV ads in 1 week. That's more than almost all his potential Democratic rivals spent in a year combined. The New York Times says the 60-second ads will run next week in 29 states across the country. But in an interview today, Bloomberg's chief advisor said the billionaire will not accept political donations if he runs for president and will not take a salary if he wins. Zero Waste Madison is teaching people how to eliminate gift wrapping waste this holiday season by using alternative materials. People in the United States spent a total of $12.7 billion on gift wrap in 2017. That's according to a recent report from Sundale Research. Some of that gift wrap can't be recycled. Zero Waste Madison is using fabric, yarn, twine, newspapers, pretty much anything crafty that can be found at home and turning it into gift wrap.
Part of Zero Waste is not using materials that you kind of don't need, and gift wrap is one of those. A lot of gift wraps aren't even recyclable.
And if you do prefer to use wrapping paper, those extra scraps that don't fit can be crafted into decorative items such as bows. Coming up on News 3 Now at 10, a new holiday fair is making its first appearance in Madison, where you can check out this weekend's Holiday Bazaar.
Ashley Holmes.
Welcome back. Kids and their parents are giving away Christmas gifts today while learning messages of bullying prevention. Project My Neighborhood hosted Project My Neighborhood hosted Toys for Tots in Middleton. Anyone who brought a gift was welcome to join in on the fun of Battle Blaster with Nerf guns. Project My Neighborhood co-founder Matt Nelson gave pep talks before each round of the game and incorporated lessons the nonprofit teaches, like leadership, inclusivity, and intervention methods to stop bullying. The organization wants to make sure that everyone is always included.
Really, the beauty of this is anybody of any mental or physical disability is able to play in our games. We've had as young as 2 to over 80 play, and we've had 4 generations play in a single event.
Moving forward, Project My Neighborhood will continue to host similar events and plans to have a physical activity to play along with it. A new arts and craft fair is in Madison for the first time. Today was the Brew City Crafters Mad City Holiday Bazaar. With more than 100 vendors, the Milwaukee-based organization began with a brother and sister duo continuing their family's art legacy. Now, the organization is giving back to the community by donating half of all admission fees to a good cause. Donations from this weekend's bazaar will be given to the Alzheimer's Association.
It's important to not just be here for profit. It's important to just always support the community and give back where we can. We believe in the art community and the crafting communities, and we want to keep it going. It's just something we really, really enjoy.
People can browse a variety of arts and crafts like woodworking, jewelry, and textiles. The fair runs until tomorrow evening at the Alliant Energy Center. And as winter approaches, the Dane County Farmers Market is moving indoors for its holiday market. Today was the season's first holiday market at the Monona Terrace. Farmers from the summer markets are returning to the indoor one, but new vendors are also coming in. You can still find vegetables and some fruits, but many vendors are selling in-season winter items like cheese, cranberries, and wreaths. For many, the holiday market is a way to keep business going and continue customer-to-producer relationships from the summer. The market will continue through December 21st and then move to the Garver Feed Mill, but there will be no market next Saturday. Well, Dave, the sun would have made for a pretty nice farmer's market today. It was actually pretty nice out there.
Yeah, not too bad with temperatures in the mid-40s for highs. Pretty typical for this time of year, maybe a little bit above normal. 44, the high in Madison, started off in the mid-20s, so that's pretty close to normal. Overall, we finished with a average temperature that was a little bit above where we should be for this time of year. With that sunshine, it felt pretty nice outside. And only the fourth day of the month so far with an orange box assigned to this. This is average temperature above normal. And even with the nice addition of that above normal temperature stretch from the 19th through the 21st, we're still on pace at this point in the month of November as the coldest November on record so far. We still do have a week to go, and that could skew those numbers just a little bit, but hopefully not too cold over the next couple of days. And in fact, we're a little bit on the mild side for Sunday and Monday, with highs continuing into the mid-40s with partly sunny skies and variably cloudy skies into Monday. But then temperatures are more in line with the mid to upper 30s. And then it does look like as we start December, we're starting that month on a bit of a chilly note across southern Wisconsin. So temperature is not falling too much more into the upper 20s to start off our Sunday. We're noticing not too much in the way of cloud cover until we get into the afternoon on Sunday. Not out of the question that spots closer to central Wisconsin, maybe just north of Madison, pick up a few sprinkles or a shower tomorrow. That's sort of new on our latest future track runs, but I don't think that will impact us at all and really shouldn't put a damper on any plans. That's not the case as we get into Tuesday and Wednesday, as our next weather maker really arrives during that time frame. Yesterday, this is a very frustrating system. I'll level with all of you, because yesterday it was looking like everything mostly was going to be snow. We flip-flopped, and it looks like a mostly rain scenario at this point for this system right now, especially the European model says basically Madison and most of southern Wisconsin gets all rain with this. The GFS, which is typically a colder model overall, says we start off with rain, and for most of Tuesday it's rain, and then as that low pressure system moves out of here, a little bit of snow could fall on the backside of that system. So here's what we're watching. We still don't exactly know that path of the storm, type of precipitation, and forecast snow totals, because all those sort of depend on one another. We do know that this will be a fast-moving system. There will be some travel impacts. Now, how much it will impact travel is still remaining to be seen, and that storm mostly coming through on Tuesday into early Wednesday morning. That being said, we do have alert days in the forecast for Tuesday and Wednesday for some rain and snow. Looking a little quieter into Thanksgiving with temperatures in the upper 30s and just a slight chance of some rain and snow showers. Better precipitation chances look to come now for the weekend on Saturday and Sunday with temperatures in the mid-30s. So we're still tracking that system. Hopefully we get some more clarity once that storm heads on shore. That will happen late tomorrow night.
Then we'll have a better idea of rain versus snow and then how much.
That's what I'm hoping.
Okay, thank you, Dave. Yep. I hope so too. Still to come on News 3 Now at 10. A record-setting day for the Badgers. Highlights and a post-game wrap-up next in sports.
News 3 Now.
All right, so as if next weekend's border battle needed any more hype, the Badgers trying to get the Axe back to Madison, plus the winner takes the Big Ten West. And on top of that, ESPN College Game Day announcing that they will be in Minneapolis next weekend. But first, we got to wrap things up at Camp Randall for the final time this season. Badgers hosting a rather lackluster 4-5 Purdue squad for the home finale. First quarter here, Wildcat formation. Aaron Crookshank has been feeling himself a lot lately. Caught him jamming out with the marching band for the game. He dances into the end zone, 27 yards, 7-0 Badgers. Later, you knew this was going to happen at some point in the game. You give Jonathan Taylor a little bit of space, and this is what he'll do to you. 51 yards to the house. 222 yards and 1 touchdown for JT today. But Purdue making this a game here. Trick play ends up in the hands of Bryson Hopkins. He'll take a couple of steps into the end zone. Boilermakers take the lead. They haven't led a game at Camp Randall since 2005. But the Badgers answer right back. Jack Cohn to a wide open Jack Dunn. Second touchdown of the season for the former Edgewood standout. And Wisconsin back in the lead. Now, we don't really give special teams enough love, I think. So you got to check this out. Zach Hintz from 62 yards out, and it is good. Setting a new school record. That definitely got the guys all jacked up heading into the locker room. Then this is unreal here. Second half, Cone airing the ball out to Quintez Cephas. How did he catch that? Wisconsin winning big time. Kevin Lewis wrapping up the beatdown from Camp Randall.
On October 26th, the sky was falling after back-to-back losses to Illinois and Ohio State. Wisconsin's hopes for the Big Ten West title were finished, so they needed to win out and get some help from Iowa. Well, they got some help from Iowa, and they got a win fueled by kicker Zach Hintz.
It was surreal. I can't explain in words at that moment how that felt. It was a lot of chaos, a lot of people jumping on me. It was insane.
You felt pretty good giving him an opportunity for that. Obviously, you don't know what's going to happen. Felt pretty confident that he'd get good distance on it, and it was good to get.
In what's likely the last home game for JT23, Jonathan Taylor went for 222 yards and a touchdown, but he won't commit to anything beyond finishing the job this season.
And I think that's why I was so shocked and appreciative, that they, allowed me to do that at the end, because I really didn't know what was going on. But really the biggest thing, once I got back in the locker room and, we got all excited over the win, and everybody's locked in on Minnesota now because we know it's a big one coming up. So we got to have our best week of preparation.
To be in this position going into the 12th game of the season, it's all we could ask for. We got a great opportunity to, accomplish all the things that we wanted to. So we're looking forward to it. We're just enjoying this one tonight, and then we'll wake up tomorrow and we'll get ready for Minnesota.
Now it comes down to the definition of November championship football. The Axe and the Big Ten West title are on the line next week at 2:30 in Minneapolis. At Camp Randall Stadium, I'm Kevin Lewis. News 3 Now Sports.
And Wisconsin with 606 yards of total offense, 403 of them on the ground. And next up, like Kevin said, not just the battle for the Axe, but the Big Ten West, TCF Bank Stadium in Minneapolis next weekend. Speaking of the Golden Gophers, they are at Northwestern today, trying to bounce back from last week's loss at Iowa. And they definitely did from the start. Tanner Morgan to Rashad Bateman for the 19-yard score, 7-0 Minnesota up first. And then later, it worked once, so why not try it again? This duo does it one more time, this time for a 10-yard touchdown. Bateman with some good feet there going up on the hill. 21-0 Golden Gophers. Northwestern showing some life in the second half. Andrew Marty up the gut. Wildcats down 28-16, but Morgan on fire today. This time to Tyler Johnson. Some great catches there from the receivers. Morgan throwing for 211 yards and 4 touchdowns, but also threw 1 interception. Minnesota winning big 38-22. The other big ticket game today, number 8 Penn State at number 2 Ohio State. Chase Young back with the team after missing 2. We pick it up in the second quarter. Buckeyes up 21-0. Journey Brown, the 18-yard touchdown. 21-7, Penn State finally on the board. And they kept on chugging away at it after that. Redshirt freshman Will Levis in because Sean Clifford, the starter, got hurt. He made it a 1-score game. But in the fourth quarter, Justin Fields with some time here, so he's going to make it a big one to Chris Olave for the 28-yard touchdown play. Fields throwing for 188 yards and 2 touchdowns. Ohio State hangs on to win 28-17, the final score. And I just don't get this. You're on your home field and you were ranked higher, but hey, you're going to storm the field. They're very excited. We like excitement in college football. Finally tonight, border battle in men's hockey in Minneapolis tonight. Badgers lost 4-1 last night. So, of course, tonight we needed a shootout for a winner. One guy was the difference. Max Zimmer there, the Minnesota native, scoring the winning goal for Wisconsin. Badgers get the extra point to win 4-3, the final score. We'll be right back.
All right, getting pulled over by an officer can make a good day bad and a bad day even worse. But a Miami cop wasn't handing out tickets to people she pulled over yesterday. She was handing out turkeys. The turkeys for the holiday giveaway were donated by Walmart. One driver told the cop she would take the turkey over a ticket any day. Of course, why would you not take the turkey? That's amazing. It's good to see some good out of that.
Good stuff. And we'll take these mild temperatures any day, with temperatures in the mid-40s Sunday and Monday. Could have some rain and snow showers during those alert days Tuesday and Wednesday.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great night.
Shop